found this metal tin at the Dollar Tree and I really loved it because it has the jute twine wrapped around the top, and it does come in 2 different sizes. So go ahead and peel off the sticker on the bottom, and the first thing we're going to do to create the galvanized look is I'm going to take some black and white acrylic paint. You can pick this up at Walmart or any hobby store, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, or Michael's. And what I'm going to do is mix the black and white together to come up with a really nice dark gray color. Grab an old chip brush or paintbrush and mix the black and white colors together until you've reached your desired gray, and lightly blot all around the bucket. Once I was happy with the layer of gray paint on the bucket, I went ahead and wiped off any excess paint, gray paint, onto a paper towel or a damp paper towel. Now I'm going to use that same brush and take some of the white, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lightly blot all over the bucket. Once the paint was finished drying, which doesn't take very long for acrylic paint, I went back over the white with some of the gray just to tone down the white a bit in some of the areas. And this is what we have so far after the gray and white paint have dried. The next step is to take some of this acrylic paint, Apple Barrel, in the color Nutmeg Brown, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of black acrylic paint to make it a little bit darker. And what I'm trying to do here is add some age and distress to the bucket by making it appear as if it's rusted. So go ahead and mix the brown and the black for a deeper brown color, and taking a foam brush, I'm going to add some of the deep brown color to the bottom of the bucket all around the rim, and I'm going to repeat the same step near the top of the bucket right underneath the jute twine. And what I'm also going to do is I kind of like to show a little bit of rust throughout. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of the brown, just, in various places throughout the bucket as well. So I'm really loving how this is turning out. We're almost there, guys. You could definitely stop here if you are happy with this look, but I really want to go for that galvanized olive basket look with the different slots all around the bucket. So the next step is to take a soft tape measure, and we're going to wrap it around the bucket starting about 1 inch below the jute twine. It can get a little tricky trying to hold the tape measure in place because the tin is tapered towards the bottom, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to do. So the next step is I'm going to take a Sharpie marker, black marker, and I'm going to draw about 1 inch line, slotted lines all around the bucket. Once you're done with that first row around the top, we're going to repeat the process about 1 inch in between each line, and we're going to do staggered. We're going to stagger the lines. So I'm just going to repeat this process until I've reached the bottom of the tin with my slotted lines all the way towards the bottom. So this is what we have after we've marked our slotted lines with the Sharpie. So you can see that there's about 1 inch in between each row of lines and how the lines are staggered. The last step is to take that same foam brush and we're going to mix more of the dark brown color, and this time we're going to lightly dab over each of the slotted lines that we just drew with the Sharpie. So continue to do this until you've filled in all of the slotted lines. And here is the finished product, and I absolutely love it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, but I think it's going to go perfect with my rustic decor. So moving on to the second part of this project, we're going to create a Christmas tree using 2 of these Christmas trees that I found at the Dollar Tree. One tree is pretty sparse, so I decided to combine 2 of them. And by doing that, it's going to add fullness to the Christmas tree that I'm looking for. Start by taking the trees out of the boxes, and we're going to be removing the black plastic cap off of the bottom of the tree. Fluff your tree out, and what you want to do is you want to move your twist ties to one half of the tree, leaving the other half flat. Go ahead and repeat the process with the second tree. And once both trees are fluffed out, you're going to put the trees together with the flat ends facing each other. And then you're going to grab the twist ties from each side of the tree, and you're going to twist the branches together so that both trees are secured to each other. Once you've secured the trees together, go ahead and fluff out your tree until it looks full and you're happy with it. Once your tree is fluffed out, go ahead and set it to the side and grab your galvanized bucket. Now, since the bucket is a little bit taller, we want to add some height to the tree. So what I'm going to do is take 2 pieces of foam that I found at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stick it at the bottom of the bucket. Go ahead and take your tree and stick it in the center of the top piece of foam and push down until you've reached your desired height. Once I'm happy with the height of the tree, I'm going to add some hot glue in between the pieces of foam to add some stability. To keep my tree from falling over, I grabbed some of these rocks or stones from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to take a handful and add some to the bottom of the bucket. Once I'm done adding the stones, I'm just going to give my tree one last quick fluff. And now for the fun part. We get to decorate the tree. So let's start by making a bow. I took about an 18-inch piece of wired ribbon, 2.5 inch in the red and black buffalo check. Go in about 3 inches and pinch. Measure out about a 6-inch loop and twist. Measure out another 6-inch loop and twist, and make sure that your 2 loops are the same height. Take a chenille stem, and I grabbed half of a chenille stem and wrapped it around the center of the bow. To secure it in place, I'm going to give it a couple of twists. Once I've secured my bow, I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick fluff. And for those that know me, know that I always finish off my tails with a dovetail. So to do this, we're going to fold our tails in half, and from the folded edge out, we are going to cut at a diagonal. Once you've cut your dovetails, go ahead and give it one last fluff, and we're going to put that to the side. The next thing I'm going to do is add some pine cones and red berries. I found this spray of pine cones at Joann's. It was $3.99, 70% off, which is an amazing deal. It had 5 pine cones per branch, and there were 5 branches on there. So a lot of times you can find the really good deals at the bigger craft stores versus the Dollar Tree or your dollar stores. I'm also going to add some red berries that I happen to have on hand. So all we're going to do is just take some hot glue to our pine cones and just start randomly adding them to our tree. As you add the glue to the pine cones and the red berries, just be sure to hold it in place for a few seconds, long enough for it to stick to the tree. And then in addition to the pine cones and berries, you can add other ornaments, you can add lights. I mean, feel free to add and decorate to your tree as you like. So jute twine has definitely got to be one of my favorite things that I like to use in my crafts. I picked this roll up at Walmart and I've had it for quite some time, so I don't remember how much it was, but I've had it for at least a year. And I really love the rustic look, and I love adding it to different crafts and projects. So what I decided to do was take the jute twine and wrap it around my hand just a few times, and I'm going to make a bow out of it. I wanted one that was small enough to use as a topper for my tree. So I just took the 2 ends and tied it into a knot, made it nice and snug, gave it a second knot and tied it as tight as I could so that it wouldn't come loose, and then cut the other end off. Adjust your bow and just make sure that the loops look even and that it looks the way that you like it. Now we're going to add our jute bow to the tree. So go ahead and find a position at the top of the tree that you like. Add some hot glue to the back of the bow and press it to the top of the tree for just a few seconds to make sure that it's secure. I thought that my bow looked a little plain, so I decided to add a pine cone and some red berries. And lastly, we're going to take our red and black buffalo check bow that we made earlier, and we're going to add some hot glue to it and glue it to the pot. So here's the finished product, and I am in love with how it turned out. And it goes perfectly with my Christmas decor this year. I wanted to tie in the galvanized metal look with my Christmas decor this year, and so this project definitely allowed me to do that. The nice thing with this project is that I can reuse the galvanized bucket all year long. Once the holidays are over, I can just remove the Christmas tree and the black and red bow, add some other florals, add some of the greenery, some other decor, change it up throughout the holidays as the year goes on. I really enjoyed making this project and will definitely use this technique and other DIYs that I come up with. I also hope that you enjoyed this video as well. If you did, please comment below and let me know what other decor you would have added in addition to what I've added. And please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell to be notified the next time we upload a new video. Until next time, take care. And again, thank you so much for being here and for supporting my channel.